Here's another student question. How do you overcome academic stress that could affect your writing or focus? Now, academic stress is a common problem, certainly at the postgraduate levels, and it's something that's been made worse by the lockdowns of 2020, when we become even more isolated, and we've been even less able to get onto campus and ask questions and interact with our colleagues, our friends, and fellow students. And that is a relief of stress. It's a stress release to be able to go and interact with people and to get onto campus and spend time with other people and talk about these issues. So I believe that we have a high level of academic stress, obviously because of the lockdowns, but postgraduate study is lonely by definition. And often you can feel very isolated, even if we didn't have the lockdowns to deal with. So I think firstly, you've got to go back to the root cause of your stress and your challenges. And we actually have a mental health webinar coming up very soon, where we will talk about student mental health. And we'll have an expert on the lunchtime webinar, which we run every Friday at 12 o'clock right here on the YouTube channel. And I think if you're at home, you're stuck at home, you're on a postgraduate study journey, or even at an undergraduate level, this idea of academic stress will affect writing. And so the webinar in which this question came up was obviously writing, and poor quality writing could be a reflection of the amount of stress that a student has in their life. So you want to try and reduce that stress. Maybe there's exercise, maybe there's sleep. We had a psychologist few weeks ago, and she was talking about the importance of getting enough sleep, getting exercise, getting outside, getting into the sunshine. As I said, interacting with people is something that you're going to have to, do obviously quite carefully, depending on the restrictions that you have in place and how safe you need to be because of the pandemic, etc. But if you're able to interact with your family members and others that are in your bubble, so to speak, then you should do that. Then you should talk about these issues. And of course, attend our webinars, join our members-only Facebook group, use the Student Success Coach platform to interact with other people and ask questions and find mentorship and find people that can support you on your journey. All of those will be stress relievers, which I think are needed even more because we've had these lockdown restrictions. And one great reliever of stress is to listen to the Student Success Coach podcast. And every week I interview successful students, and those stories will give you the inspiration, and they will reduce your stress because you'll see that other people have been able to overcome it, and they'll give you practical steps which you can use to reduce your stress. So you can listen in, and podcasts are great because you don't have to be at a screen. You can get outside and just listen in, go for a walk, get some exercise, get out of the house, get out of the sort of isolating circumstances that are perhaps contributing to your stress. And I think if you get those ingredients right, obviously you still need to learn how to write well. And I teach courses on that, and we have webinars on that. But it's no good trying to write well if your basic needs are not being met. One of which is to have outlets and ways in which you can deal with stress, and make sure that your body is well able to maintain an equilibrium that is not excessively depressed, is not excessively isolated, is not excessively dependent on things like coffee and not being able to get to sleep at night, etc. So these are all, I believe, health and mental issues. We talk about them extensively on the channel. We've got experts that we interview, and I've given you a couple of thoughts in this Q&A video as to how to deal with academic stress.